Hello and welcome back. I'm in the garden and it is September 12th. So almost to the middle of the month. I'm zone 8A, which means we have a little bit longer of a growing season. However, the garden has seen better days. I do believe we're pretty much at the end of this season's summer harvest. That doesn't mean my days of gardening have come to a complete end and I will go into slumber all winter. No way. That means herbs and greens and all the things that you would normally plant really early in the spring, into winter spring, we can kind of recycle through and sneak it back in the garden right now, which is fantastic because I love lettuce, I love peas, kales, broccolis, greens, anything like that. It's going to go even longer into the full fall, even into winter here where we live because, like I said, we're zone 8. We used to be 7. We've gone up an entire zone in Arkansas. It's insane. Global warming, probably a little bit, but either way, we go through cycles. The difficult part is, and I've talked about this before, while we can reach the 100 degrees plus in the heat of summer, we can also now drop 16 below zero. So things that used to make it through winter without a problem, I now have to do a lot of mulching and kind of plan out ahead of time because it does actually get cold enough to kill things now. So it's fun. Oh, hold on. Mollie's trying to get away. Mollie, we got this puppy. She is learning. It's a learning for all of us. Come here. Come here, Mollie. Say hi. Oh, won't be able to pick her up much longer. She is a black lab healer and English pit bull mix, which makes her extremely smart and sneaky and stubborn and fun, lots of energy. And we're trying to teach her to garden with me and be out in the forest to help, and especially with the raccoons having decimated our chicken flocks and quails this last season, we will start training to make her a champion raccoon hunter, won't we? Yes, Mollie. So say hi to Mollie. Mollie, say hi. 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 Oh, and she loves to lick. This dog is going to be fun. She's probably my last dog at my age. I don't think I'm up for puppy training past this. She should live about 10 years or longer because we keep her healthy. She's already been to the vet, clean bill. Well, the people we got her from, she's a rescue adoption. She had a pretty heavy worm load, so we treated for that. Yes, we did. And we've got our first immunization started. We won't be able to train her to hunt raccoons until docile. Anyone that says pit bulls are mean, does this look mean to you? Does this look like a face that would eat you? She's just got her tail just a wagging away. Sweet, sweet girl. Say hi, Mollie. Hi. Say hi. Yes, this is amazing Mollie. Or, good golly, Miss Mollie. And then, of course, stay in the garden, please. We also have Charlie, who is a Schnauzer mix. And he is good. Well, she's good golly, Miss Mollie, and he is sorry, Charlie. So let's get to the garden. It's been a nonstop fight this year with the aphids. They are so bad. You ready? Wait till you see this. Oh my God. I have literally had my can full of aphids. Ladybugs. The ants, of course, come behind the aphids and eat that sap they let out. And so it's ants and aphids, ants and aphids. So the aphids have seriously done a number on all of my beans. We have a few tomatoes left to go, but really, seriously, it's just like a handful. And these vines are just kind of spent. So we will thank them and give them a send-off. The peppers are still producing, surprising enough. I'm keeping those for right now. again, fighting aphids. Sweet potato vines are still doing good, and of course the leaves are edible, so I'm not getting rid of those quite yet. I have to cut them back. My cowpeas. I got beans. As you can see, the okra has grown a lot. It is still flowering and still producing, so I'm letting it be. But if we look down, I have eggplant, and of course it is still flowering and will still produce until we get a frost. So I'm letting it be. This was some lettuce or something. It's about spent. As you can see, this tomato plant has like one tomato. The tomato plant is pretty much spent. We've got one tomato left here. Oh, I've got some blue cornflowers. Oh, here's a ready to go. There's a little tomato. See, I'm really down to like this sort of thing. And there's Mollie. She's not happy with me right now, and that's okay. I have my huge eggplant here. That's my green eggplant. It's still producing for the moment. There's a few left growing on it. There's some lettuce down in this bed right there. It's good. I will still be continuing to get some more purple hull cowpeas, black-eyed peas, whatever you call them where you live. Right here. There's more of those to go. How you like them gourds? This is a loofah. As soon as this turns brown and kind of has a lot of give in it, I'll be able to peel it back, dry it out, and we'll have a nice loofah. A lot of people think loofah comes from the ocean, like a sponge. In fact, it's a vegetable. It's in the squash family. Did you know that? So you can grow your own bat scrubby exfoliator things right in your garden. How cool is that? That's actually my blackberry bush. Has just exploded. I'll need to cut back a lot of those. Every cutting is potential for another plant. We also have, let's see, this is a tricky one. Fennel. That's right. A big stalk of fennel that has sort of fallen over. Now, here, oh, this stupid tripod. Here, I still have a few tomatoes left running about, and I'll just let them grow, probably train them up a little bit. Lots of marigolds this time of year. I love marigolds. I did put in a few squash, and they're giving it a go because we're later in the season. Now I'm going to take you to the saddest part of the garden. And the reason that I'm out here deciding it's time to clear things out and let's start over for fall and winter. It is the Brussels sprouts, my kale, collards, all my greens. This summer, the grasshoppers just were vicious. The grasshoppers and crickets, mainly grasshoppers, yeah, the big ones, they went to town on them, and despite my best efforts and trying to remain organic, there wasn't a whole lot I could do. And if I'm feeding bugs, I can't feed my family. So the best thing I think at this point is for me to go ahead and pull out anything that is just not going to recover from the damage that these bugs did to it and start over. If I had been smart, I would have started from seed weeks ago, but I didn't know that I would lose everything in just a matter of days. So I'm hoping to get the seed in now. And with our winters not really getting that cold until, mid-January, February is when we get snow and ice usually. We might catch a dusting or something in December, and I could always cover things. But for the kales, collards, carrots, parsnips, everything that likes a good frost, early peas, things like that, our days are still getting mid 80s, sometimes pushing 90s. Nights are lower 50s, mid 50s, lower 50s in coolers. So peas can go in, and we love peas. Oh, the sadness of it. You ready? It makes me cry because I start everything, for the most part, from seed when I can. And to have stupid grasshoppers come in here and do that, there's like nothing left. Nothing. They completely decimated it. But look at the pretty flower. And then just chewed everything apart. And turn around and see this beautiful little plant right next to it doing great. So you just kind of don't know. I got a little bit more lettuce over here. There's lettuce. Celeriac. I love that stuff. See that plant right there? It's actually celery, but it's a stalking kind, and you cut the leaves off and it has the very thin. I'll take you over and you'll see it. This is the actual raspberries, and they're thorns, so be careful, but it's just like going everywhere too. So I will cut this back and transplant. And as we walk through the garden, oh my, hot mess. Oh, gourds, baby gourds. Look, even baby vegetables are cute. Okay, look what they did. Awful grasshoppers. Now this one, some of them seem to be recovering. Holy moly. I did not expect that. My mint, of course. I'm assuming grasshoppers don't like mint. Yeah. Squash is doing okay. Don't remember quite what that is. And, well, I guess I might not have to plant so much. We'll trim off the bad. We'll treat and see if we can't get this to recover. It looks like it's gonna come back. Cherry Pixwell, and it seems to be doing, we got new growth. Here I thought I maybe didn't take off, but we've got new growth. Oh, ground cherries. Look at ground cherries. They're kind of a nuisance, and they were volunteer. I didn't even plant them. But inside these pods is actually a fruit. So I'll go through and collect these. It's tart and sweet, and we want them. So I'll come through and collect all those. We got basil and the Brussels sprouts that, again, the bugs have gone to town, but they look better. Here we have beans that are coming in. How pretty is that? Beans, and then we have more fruiting vines on this side, which it looks like, oh, it's a prime Arkansas blackberry bush. And again, I need to trim everything back. We got some lettuce and just okra I put down over here. It looks like it's finally wanting to come in. More squash. And then I have other beans over here growing and trying to trellis up. We have over here growing gourds. And then my trellis, one of my trellises is down. I took it down to move it. I've got a beautiful plum tree here, and I'm going to trim it and air root the branches as I prune it for fall. And if you'll look on the fence, cantaloupe still growing. Out on the other side of this fence, I have squash and corn, blue corn. I might get it, I'm hoping, in time before winter. Hot peppers outside the garden, kind of hard to see from this side. And then we have more herbs. And then if we cross over, the carrots and parsnips are in their baskets and doing well. The fig looks like it's kind of needs a little water or something. And let's see, more ground cherries there. Tomatoes, my San Marzanos are growing over there. And then on the other side, we have more peppers there. Is there anything else? I think that is about it. So, what's the game plan, you ask? Since it's already mid-September, what can you do with your garden in mid-September? What can you plant? Well, I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull out, like I said, anything that just looks like it's not going to recover. I'm going to put in spinach. I'm going to put in kale, collards, Swiss chard, lettuce, peas, more carrots. I want parsnips, love parsnips, and they get even sweeter after a frost. Anything that is cold hardy, it's going in. And then after I get this done, I will work on herbs because they like the cooler temps too. So these beds are going to clear out of anything I don't want. I'm going to thank it all and put it to compost. And then I'm going to replace it with all kinds of goodness that we can use for soups and stews and everything. And that will keep also and put up well. And then lettuces. It's nice to have fresh salad. Coming into fall, can't beat it. So I better get to work. I got a lot of work to do. And we'll come back and look at the results after. Okay, so it took about 2 hours to get the garden cleaned up chasing Mollie. She's doing better on staying on a leash, but it doesn't take a long time and I get it all cleaned up. And now I will, tomorrow probably, because it's almost 5 o'clock and I need to get dinner started before everybody heads home. But let's take a look at the garden. Look at that. What a difference. Now I haven't cleaned out all the long bean vines yet, and I will cut those back because they're not really producing that much anymore. Peppers are still growing, so I'm not pulling those yet. And of course I didn't do a whole lot over here, but where you can really see the difference is in here. Look at that. What a difference. Kind of got things pulled back, cut back, tied up. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yep, and the marigolds had just gone insane, so I cut those back. There's a good shot. That bed there is all cleaned out. And now, oh, if I don't fall, what was a big, huge mess by that okra is now completely cleaned out, ready to plant some stuff in. We got the greens all cleaned up. We got those all cut back. I don't know if I'm going to keep that. We're going to give it a minute or two and see if it can come back. I'll probably cut those back some more. Cut back the big giant marigolds so that things can grow under. Got all that cleared out, cut back. We're going to see if we can get it to grow back. Squash, left those in. Cleared all that out. It's ready to put some more stuff down. Cleared all this out. And all that will be ready for planting. Ouch. Got a raspberry vine get me. Haven't really done much with this yet because of the stupid aphids. I'm probably just going to take all this out and say to hell with it. Had about enough with the long green beans and the disaster of the aphids that it brought in. I regret those now. The peppers I left, I went ahead and left that marigold big. Started cutting this one back and then it started sprinkling. The ground cherries, left those, but cleared all of that away so it can all be planted. So we got a lot more room now to work with, and I'll be putting in, like I said, collards and probably more Brussels sprouts, I'm hoping. that we can recover on that Brussels sprout there. We'll see what we can get. A couple more tomatoes, waiting those to ripen up, and then I'll pull it. So as soon as I can get ripe, then we'll get it out. But in the meantime, I have lots of clean space. This is that celeriac I was telling you about. See, it's like thin celery stalks that come off of it. A lot more mild flavor than your typical celery, but really good. Really, really good in salads and stews. And here's my refuge pile. You ready? All of this. Oh yeah. I'll let that break down some and move it over to compost. And that is what was pulled out of this garden today. We got some sprinkling coming. So I'm gonna head inside. And then the next thing to do is get all this shade cloth off, because now I actually need the sun. And tighten these back up, because it should not be where I'm hitting my head on light bulbs. But in the afternoon, we got some garden work done. Pretty happy with our results. The outside sunflowers, I'll trim those back. The inside of those stalks you can make cords out of. I'll probably hold on to those. Clean up these sweet potato vines, put them in the compost. And then the only other thing I need to tackle will, ow, ouch, I had a dang, they're vicious, the raspberry thorns, ow. Olive tree, it's deciding to come back after a year. I thought it was dead, but with a little babying, it's headed back. These, I think I'm just gonna trash them. They're actually 3 years old. This tomato vine, I'm waiting for it to do its thing, and then it's out of here. We got squashes and herbs on this side. Ah, pretty, pretty flowers. The gorgeous zinnias. Love the zinnias. Of course, I'll keep growing these for as long as I can, because I love cutting and putting them in a vase. He is just busy, or he got wet. I'm not sure which. But love the zinnias. They're just so pretty. I already cut this one way back. We got all our basils over here. Some pak choi. Those grasshoppers are at it again. I gotta get that. We have vines here. I'm gonna pull all these off. I think we're pretty much over it. And they're trailing out everywhere too. Hot peppers are in this bed, along with, you know, other squash and stuff. Sweet potato vines with their pretty purple flowers. Blue corn, that's up, but you know, of course I've got bugs. Spider. So, gotta get that handled. These tomatoes, I never even got out of their pots, and they're still growing. I'm gonna put those in my greenhouse. These are willows. And they need to go in the ground. And then this is just a hot mess. Because, you know, what everybody else doesn't show you, I will gladly show you my hot mess. I need to get all of these things emptied, the cups and soil reconditioned, stacked up and ready to go for planting next year. Not even sure. That, I believe, is the turmeric. Yeah, I believe. And there's turmeric. That's a weed. And then I gotta obviously get in here and get some grass out of this bed. Got some grass going on. Oh look, we got a zinnia that's just coming up there on its own. Must be from seed dropping. Need to trim back some basil, and oh, I wish you could smell it. It smells so good over here. I love basil. We use a ton of it. I can never grow enough. I think those are sweet peppers, but they're mixed too close to hot. They'll be hot now. Eeh, we got some tall grass. Need to get all that pulled out. The zinnias that need to be cut back, cut back. And let's see. Purple basil down there. Yum. And I have Thai basil mixed in here, but yeah, it's just a matter of this point. A little more cleanup to go. So it's a little more cleanup for this garden, and then the back, I don't even want to talk about. The side of the house where the chickens were. I don't really want to talk about it right now. But it does have corn. No, it has sorghum, morning glories, sunflowers, whatever was in there, like scratch feed. It is growing like crazy back there. So I'm not unhappy with that, but still have passion fruit growing. I need to harvest that. And then I got to get the greenhouses all ready to go, because before you know it, it'll be time to start seeds for next spring. It happens so fast. It does definitely feel like the minute I get done pulling this, I'm starting for spring in like January. So everything's ready to go in the ground by March, April. It's a never-ending cycle. I love it. I live for it, and I hope you guys are gardening. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Be sure and like and follow, because one, I guess it helps me know what you want to see, and two, it helps other people find the channel of like real gardening. Oh, and I forgot to mention an added bonus. I did get accepted into the Master Gardeners program, so I will be going back to school and getting a degree in gardening, because how cool is that, right? I'm so excited about it. The volunteer opportunities, the opportunity to be with my people. Like, I could talk about tomatoes and herbs and plants and medicinals and all of this stuff, and no one will ever glaze over and look at me like a nutcase and want to run away when they hear about whatever plant for the third, fourth, fifth time in a week. I found my people. I'm so excited. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you soon.